In today's video, we have some exciting news about your favorite movies and series. Included are some sequels to well-known movies including Gladiator 2, Frozen 3, Zootopia 2, and Avatar 3, as well as a sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer. We also talk about new material for the Super Mario Bros. Movie and a creepy internet phenomenon that is soon to hit the big screen. Ridley Scott's 5-time Oscar-winning historical drama, Gladiator, was released 23 years ago. Not only was it a big hit at the box office, it also created a veritable craze for other film adaptations about the ancient world, including Troy and Alexander, for example. A sequel to Gladiator has now been in the works for several years, and the script is even said to have been completed since 2021. News of the production emerged a few days ago as those responsible announced the prospect of a US release date of November 22, 2024. On the one hand, this means that you will still have to be patient for more than 1.5 years until you can see the film in theaters. But on the other hand, it also suggests that filming will start very soon, which in turn means more information about the plot. At present, only rumors regarding the story of the sequel are in circulation. Given the ending of the first part, however, it's obvious that Russell Crowe will not return as the lead character. This was also confirmed by the 58-year-old in a recent interview. In addition, the signing of Paul Mescal, who will play Commodus's nephew Lucius, has already been confirmed. The 27-year-old is currently even nominated for an Oscar as Best Leading Actor. He first became known to a wider audience in 2020 through the miniseries Normal People. A few months ago, there was a major casting call for the part of the now grown-up Lucius, during which Top Gun Maverick star Miles Teller, Elvis actor Austin Butler, and even Timothée Chalamet were under consideration. We are definitely excited and hope for more news about Gladiator 2 soon, which is set to release on November 22, 2024. In just a few weeks, the Super Mario Bros. Movie will be released, the latest film from the US animation studio Illumination. New trailers and other promotional content have been released regularly so far to build up anticipation for the movie. After a 30-second clip from the film was last released in late January, Illumination recently provided additional material. This time, it concerns more movie posters, which announce many characters and locations with their richness of detail. You can see Mario, Luigi, Peach, Donkey Kong, the villain Bowser, and many more. Another poster shows Mario surrounded by piranha plants, as well as Luigi in the captivity of Shy Guys. The voice of Mario in the original English version is provided by Jurassic World actor Chris Pratt, who wasn't received well by all fans. Many would have preferred Charles Martinet instead, the voice actor from the games. The hype is tremendous, and Illumination is at least one of the best animation studios ever involved in the project. Whether the movie will do as well at the box office as expected will be revealed starting on April 7, 2023. Avatar 2: The Way of Water continues on a record-breaking course and is currently the 4th most successful film of all time, with box office takings of just over $2 billion. James Cameron is not resting on his laurels, however, and so there are new details about the sequels. As has already been reported, the Ash People, a rather shady tribe of Na'vi, will make an appearance in Avatar 3. In an interview with Empire, producer John Landau now described the new race as aggressive and volcanic. The clan is led by Varang, who is played by Game of Thrones actress Una Chaplin, the granddaughter of Charlie Chaplin. Landau compares the new people to humans. There are good ones and there are bad ones, and no one sees themselves as the bad guy. So we can assume that Avatar 3 will also be about why the Fire Tribe acts with such hostility. In the interview, Landau also reveals that there will be a big time jump in Avatar 4. This also fits with the previous news that the narrators of the story will change each time, starting with the 3rd film. Part 5 is then even supposed to be partially set on Earth, which is overpopulated and short of resources at this point. However, the producer emphasizes that there is always a possibility of change in the world of Avatar. We are eager to find out what happens next. The theatrical release date for Avatar 3 has been set for December 20th, 2024. In 2020, Disney CEO Bob Iger actually intended to take his well-deserved retirement. However, he returned to his position at the end of 2022 after his planned successor, Bob Chapek, was unable to deliver the desired figures. This week, the first big public appearance of the returning Bob Iger was made, and there were a lot of new announcements straight away. The first announcement concerns Disney itself. Iger would like to get the global company on the right track financially and is cutting 7,000 jobs in order to achieve the savings target of a whopping $5.5 billion. In addition, the focus will be placed even more strongly on Disney Plus in the future. The streaming service is expected to turn a profit from 2024 according to the current plan, and thus become viable for Disney. Besides the bare figures concerning the company, there is also news about further animation projects in the next few years. Unsurprisingly, the announced sequels are all based on film franchises that have been extremely lucrative so far. Both Zootopia 2 and Frozen 3 are currently in production. While Zootopia grossed nearly $1 billion in 2016 and was thus very successful as a standalone film, the entire Frozen franchise has meanwhile grossed $13.7 billion. The same applies to the third announced movie, which is being produced by Pixar. The movie in question is Toy Story 5, which is expected to get the $14.5 billion franchise back on track after the Lightyear spin-off was a flop. Sadly, Iger did not yet give an exact schedule for the 3 sequels, which is why the release dates are still not yet known. In 2019, the spooky story The Backrooms spread on the popular image board site 4chan. It all began with a request for disturbing images with an even more disturbing story, to which a user responded with a slightly tilted photograph. On it, you can see an empty hallway in yellow. Another user then came up with a story to go with the picture, posting that this was the Backrooms, that it reeked of wet carpet, the fluorescent lights hummed ceaselessly, and the walls were painted yellow. By now, the hype around the creepy stories was born, and the phenomenon quickly spread to more platforms like Reddit, Twitter, and others. In early 2022, the trend finally made its way onto YouTube and became known to an even larger audience thanks to the then 16-year-old hobby director Kane Parsons. This was followed by extremely positive reviews from various sources, and even many movie sites were interested in the young YouTuber's project and were amazed by the age of the young director and his high-quality videos. In the meantime, Hollywood has also caught wind of the project of the now 17-year-old, and as Deadline reports, a genuine feature film is to be made with Parsons' involvement. Studio A24, which is well known within the genre, is in charge of the production and has brought the modern horror classics Hereditary and Midsommar to the big screen, for example. Conjuring director James Wan is also involved as a producer, so the conditions are ideal for the success of the original amateur project. Despite his age, Parsons is directing the film himself, which should please fans of the YouTube series and is certainly a dream come true for him. An official release date has not been announced just yet, but we will keep you up to date as always. One of the most popular horror franchises of the 90s will now officially get a sequel. We're talking about 1997's I Know What You Did Last Summer, which has so far received 2 sequels and even its own series on Amazon in 2021. For a long time, it was not clear whether, and especially when, a 4th part would be released. But now we know more. I Know What You Did Last Summer is produced by Sony and is supposed to tie in with the original films in terms of plot. In addition, the main actors Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. return in front of the camera and will surely provide the one or other nostalgic moment. The film's franchise story is about a group of young adults who commit a disastrous hit and run, and as a result are later chased by a relentless killer. The last movie, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, never made it to the big screen and was only released in home theaters. So a modern reboot would surely cause no harm to the series. So far, there is no release date for the upcoming 4th part of the horror franchise. We hope you're excited about this week's news. We can't wait to read your comments. This week, we also have an update to all of the new upcoming monster movies and series in our new original episode. So if you're a fan of Godzilla, King Kong, and other monsters, you should definitely check it out. Thanks for watching, and if you happen to really enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up. We highly appreciate it. See you next time.